Hello everybody. No, this is not clickbait. I wish it was, but unfortunately, it isn't. Today, I want to go over why I am no longer vegan again. I'm doing this again because I just noticed that it's that time of the year where different social media influencers who conflate plant-based dieting for health with the moral philosophy of veganism are announcing to their audience that they're no longer vegan, when really, they just mean they are no longer eating a diet 100% void of animal products for health reasons. So before delving into this, I just want to say that no, I'm not sorry. Many of you vegans who fight against the rights violations of animals want me to be sorry for now supporting again the rights violations of animals. But no, I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. The thing is, I have nothing against vegan diets. If you want to be vegan, be vegan. But for me, I've just suffered some health problems that I haven't actually verified are the product of my vegan diet. And I see this as sufficient grounds to start paying for animal rights violations again. And guys, let's be honest, if I don't have my health, I don't have anything. And it's because of that that I get to make sure that animals don't have anything. So here is my journey. 6 months ago, I tripped and fell off a cliff. That was my first health problem. I suffered from several bone fractures as a result of this health problem. While in bed recovering, I discovered some research on diet. Well, actually, it wasn't even really research. I just discovered the word bioavailable. Then I discovered the word ancestral, followed by anti-nutrients, also lectins, and nature. Then I discovered the word regenerative, and then farming. This was all my first time hearing these words, especially farming. I was so confused. After discovering these words in isolation, I then discovered these words strung into a sentence. For example, I found this one contrarian carnivore community filled with very smart people who haven't taken a shit in 3 weeks, whose cholesterol levels were through the fucking roof. This one guy said plant nutrients aren't ancestral or bioavailable because of anti-nutrients, regenerative farming, lectins. I still didn't know what the word farming meant, but the sentence sounded extremely sophisticated and moved my emotions in a kind of way. I didn't bother to check and see if higher degrees of fruit and vegetable intake were consistently associated with decreased mortality. All I needed was that sentence to know that none of the plants I was eating were helping heal my broken bones. There was this one other guy who had a comment that literally just said grass-fed fish, local, egg, and then pasture-raised, sustainable raised cod-free range. At first, this sounded like gibberish to me, but I sought clarification, and the guy said, soy bad. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. All this time, I've been listening to plant-based doctors, plant-based dietitians, and what the totality of evidence suggests is a healthy diet, when I could have just found this constipated carnivore dieter to tell me that soy bad. I was just so enthusiastic and wanted to know more about what this guy thought, so I asked him to elaborate, and he goes, don't soy, red meat, yes. I was in awe. And in the midst of my awe, he continued to type and said, monocropping, yeah. This was it for me, guys. I thought, why would I refer to decades of peer-reviewed research when I could just ask this guy anything related to nutrition? So I spent the next 2 months solely getting information on nutrition from this carnivore forum. It was super interesting to see everybody come together and try to rationalize their extremely worrisome LDL cholesterol levels. Somehow, everybody thought they would be okay. There was even a part of the forum where people would make fun of all their doctors spamming their phones, letting them know how scary their total cholesterol is and how they need to make lifestyle switches in combination with adding medical intervention fast. This definitely wasn't an echo chamber. And for some reason, the word supplement was banned in this forum. For example, if you said something like, hey, I think I'm going to take a B12 supplement for B12 to avoid getting my B12 from a source that will increase my chances of heart disease, they had this thing called the nature bot who would ban you with a message saying, you've been banned because not natural though. Apparently it hasn't occurred to this forum that their forum itself is not natural, but that's okay. They're all healing, and this is their spiritual journey. Anyway, basically because supplements bad, nature, lectins, anti-nutrients, regenerative farming, I don't know what farming still is, but that's okay, and monocropping, I am no longer vegan. Here is a formal argument in the carnivore forum which somebody gave me, showing me that veganism is bad. P1, anti-nutrients. P2, monocropping, P3 bio, P4 available. Conclusion, veganism is bad. It was after I heard this deductively sound argument that I started to consume grass-fed fish. I also went with grass-fed eggs because that's what most ex-vegans end up eating first, so I thought, why not? I also started using grass-fed piss to fry my grass-fed fish. I'm still slowly getting to a full carnivore diet, so there is some free-range, pasture-raised, grass-fed, free-range grass I'm using on the side of my grass-fed fish fried in grass-fed piss. I asked the forum if this was okay, and their leading expert with a PhD in bioavailable and a master's in free range said, I'm all good. And unfortunately, after I told him I was all good, the weird, unnecessary, and very stupid vegan part of me who seeks evidence asked him for evidence for his claims. And he said, listen to your body is the best evidence there is. My body was and is still telling me that grass-fed fish fried in grass-fed piss with a side of grass-fed grass is good for me. So I've been on grass-fed fish, piss, and grass for the last 3 months, and I feel phenomenal. All because of bioavailable. Anti-nutrients, I couldn't be happier. Despite basically all of the evidence suggesting I shouldn't be doing this, and despite my subjective experience being incapable of detecting the gradual progression of disease in my body, I'm still going to listen to my body's limited information and inability to shit. And for the ethical vegans out there, we can touch a little bit on ethics if you'd like. I'm actually getting to know the animals that are having their lives prematurely taken for profit. So I think that makes things better. Like, if you're gonna kill somebody, at least get to know them first. It's the least you could do. I mean, imagine if Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy didn't get to know their victims before taking their lives. That would just be so rude and just inconsiderate. So yeah, I'm getting to know the victims of my choices. Perhaps I will get to a point where I actually end up killing them myself. This way, I'm as connected to my food as can be. This is so much better than eating plants shipped from across the world. Just the thought of how far I was from the food I was eating back when I was vegan haunts me to this day. Kill your food yourself so you can be closer to it. I'm positive this makes the food healthier for you, especially when your food is the dismembered body part of a murdered sentient being. God, I'm so spiritual and positive. With this logic, I might even kill and eat my family because there's nobody I'm closer with than them. So just to emphasize, if your food is close to you, it's healthy by default. An apple 500 miles from you is less healthy for you than pure cyanide 2 feet from you. Yes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to my journey. I hope you guys stay, and I know there's gonna be some vegans in the comments that are mad at me for, killing others, but please just live and let live, okay? And by that, as I always say, just live and let me not let others live, okay? That is a peaceful life and a life that we should all strive for. This is my journey and anti-nutrients, all right? Don't forget that if you want to be bioavailable, get those lectins out of your diet because oxalates and farming ancestrally and then the regenerative, okay? Just remember, thank you so much for watching monocropping, and I'll see you in the next video. Actually, listen, if you guys want to support me on Patreon and help fund my killing of sentient beings and maybe even my family soon, then go ahead and sign up for my Patreon. You can get early access to my content. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really appreciate you listening to my journey. Everybody have a blessed day, including those animals I'm going to be stabbing later. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Dude.
Fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you. Don't ever speak to me again. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Even vegans don't get your weird, stupid wannabe sense of irony here. Who is your audience? Nobody gets these dumb jokes. Dude.